Welcome to this year's State of the University Address. And what a year these past 5 months have been. This global pandemic has touched nearly every aspect of our lives as individuals, and the same is true for our university. As an institution, we've had to reimagine how to operate, how our students learn, where they learn, and how we mark occasions such as the beginning of the academic year. And though I would prefer to be with you today in Angell Hall, I'm glad to share virtually what our university has achieved in the face of these immense changes and to discuss the opportunities and challenges that remain ahead. Before we do that, however, I'd like to ask that we honor members of the university family that we've lost, both to this pandemic and throughout the past year. Please join me in a moment of silence as we remember their lives and their contributions to our community. Thank you. Now, despite the uncertainty of the past few months, I'm pleased to report that the state of our university is strong. And that's because it finds its strength in you, the faculty and staff who make UL Lafayette a significant center of learning, an engine of economic growth, and a place where students have come for 122 years because they know this is where they can achieve their dreams. Your determination and ingenuity protected and in many cases advanced the university's academic and research missions in the face of the most serious global health crisis in more than a century. You maintained our essential business functions and continued to support our students, our community partners, and each other when it mattered most. The stability you provided during the spring and summer semesters enabled us to prepare for the resumption of on-campus course instruction, residential life, and other activities this fall. I wish I could thank each of you personally. The flexibility, creativity, and care that you've demonstrated have gotten us where we are today, and they will sustain us as we continue to overcome the challenges posed by COVID-19. Again, thank you. This spring, like many other university campuses, ours was the site of a rally that called for an end to discrimination, bigotry, and other painful barriers to social justice that have persisted for far too long. Our students helped organize that rally. Many of them were taking a stand against the same racism that their parents and grandparents faced. And that should remind us that it is our obligation as a university to help build a society where the intolerance experienced by one generation is not the inheritance of the next. To achieve this, we must take a look at ourselves. The strategic plan for inclusive excellence is our mirror. It establishes an ambitious, measurable agenda for advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion in course offerings, hiring, student services, and community outreach. And in June, I pledged to the university community that this plan would be animated by action. We should be proud that for 2 consecutive years, we have received the Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award from Insight into Diversity magazine. And we must work hard every day to prove ourselves worthy of this national recognition that validates our long and unwavering commitment to inclusion and equity. We must work every day on these issues because much work remains to be done. We are already seeing the results of our efforts over the past several years to recruit women and students of color and to provide them with the opportunities and support that they need to complete their college programs. The university awarded an historic number of degrees this past academic year, 3,610. In the spring, we graduated the largest and most diverse class in our history, and both the spring and summer graduating classes saw record numbers of women, Black, Hispanic, and Asian graduates. The truth is that our diversity strengthens our university. And in much the same way, the innovation and the ideas that the university produces strengthens our community and our state. This is never more evident than in times of uncertainty. And as a public university, in good times and in trying moments, the work we do should benefit the public. Faculty members and researchers in every academic college exemplified that ideal when our community first confronted COVID-19 in March. Let me give you a few examples. An analysis by Dr. Gary Wagner, an economist in the College of Business, showed that Louisiana had one of the world's most rapid coronavirus growth rates early in the pandemic. His conclusions informed statewide stay-at-home orders and potentially saved lives. Our Informatics Research Institute harnessed the power of big data to assist the mayor of New Orleans in determining the ideal moment to reopen the city's economy after it was largely shuttered to reduce the virus's spread. Mathematicians in the College of Sciences developed models that could give a more precise picture of how COVID spreads. Our biomedical researchers are significantly involved in the quest to find a vaccine. The College of Nursing and Allied Health Professions is developing a telehealth network system designed to ease the strain on hospitals. Nursing faculty also staffed testing sites and cleared storerooms of PPE to alleviate shortages at local medical facilities. As PPE became scarce, professors and students in the colleges of the arts and engineering teamed up to produce protective face shields using 3D printing technology. Others worked on methods to clean and sanitize PPE so it could be reused in the hopes of further reducing shortages. Our researchers responded to COVID-19 in significant and critical ways, but the pandemic did not stop other research and innovation. Geology professor Dr. Brian Schubert has determined that carbon dioxide levels are higher now than at any other time in the past 23 million years. An interdisciplinary team in the Institute for Materials Research and Innovation are working on a sustainable method to convert CO2 into ethylene that could reduce significantly the same carbon dioxide levels Dr. Schubert has pointed out that continue to plague our planet. And our expertise in 3D printing has placed us among 5 universities in Louisiana, sharing a $20 million National Science Foundation grant to develop metal and plastic products with fewer defects and a longer life. Many of the COVID-related and other research projects that I've mentioned are funded by the NSF and additional outside sources. And each research and development partnership that we create with the private sector and with state and federal governments helps to sustain the momentum that we've been building over the past several years. 2 years ago, we set a record with $100 million in R&D expenditures. In 2019, we set another at $120 million. And it looks like it's another banner year for our researchers and for our university, with an astonishing $144 million in R&D expenditures. Now, this is worth celebrating. Congratulations to everyone. It is important to remember that the research being done here does not stay here. It is consequential and valuable to our society. And the quality of the research infrastructure that we've built is enabling us to sharpen the next generation of world-class minds. Earlier this year, the university successfully underwent reaccreditation. As part of that process, we launched a new quality enhancement plan called ADVANCE. As a reminder, ADVANCE is an undergraduate research program that aims to provide every student an opportunity to complete creative and scholarly projects by working alongside faculty members who are leaders in their respective fields. These student research experiences have also been shown to be an effective recruitment tool. Speaking of recruitment, while we don't yet have a complete enrollment picture for the fall 2020 semester, we're cautiously optimistic that we will be about the same place we were last fall for undergraduates, and our graduate enrollment is expected to increase. The university has partnered with Ruffalo Noel Levitz to develop a strategic plan for enrollment that's evaluating our admissions, recruitment, and financial aid operations. This strategic plan will improve how we communicate with prospective students, identify which in-state and out-of-state markets are most viable for recruitment, and identify expanded scholarship opportunities. We're also working, as always, to increase our retention and graduation rates. This is important for our student success and for the university's fiscal health. Consider this: every 100 undergraduate students we enroll equals about $1 million in revenue. That's why it's essential that each of us plays a role in both attracting students and providing them with the tools and support they need to ensure that they remain here and graduate. The largest portion of our revenue continues to come from tuition and fees. This was not always the case. A decade ago, the state provided the bulk of our operating budget. That's no longer true. Enrollment is important. During the spring, our financial picture became more complicated when the state substituted federal CARES Act funds for state funds in our operating budget. But the CARES Act funds are one-time dollars that have to be replaced, and they come with restrictions. The CARES Act funds that the university received directly from the federal government did not equal the operating revenue that we lost as a result of student refunds and other COVID-related expenses. So we are challenged, but we remain hopeful that additional federal support will stabilize state resources and help to compensate the university for COVID-19 expenditures lost. I ask for your patience and understanding as we work through the short and long-term challenges that COVID-19 has brought us. In moments such as these, I find comfort in knowing that we can always count on each other and that we have friends throughout the community whose support we can rely on as well. In the past fiscal year, contributions from alumni and friends resulted in a record $18 million in support for academic and athletic programs. Endowed gifts managed by the UL Lafayette Foundation enabled the university to provide about 1,500 students with scholarships and supported 270 professorships and chairs. In the last several months, our community demonstrated once again its big-hearted nature through gifts to the Student Emergency Fund, the Keystone Scholarship Program, and Campus Cupboard, offering a helping hand to students as they navigated through this pandemic's challenges. Many of you, our faculty and staff, were among the nearly 500 donors who made these contributions. Thank you. Last year, when I stood in front of you to deliver the State of the University address, none of us could have anticipated what was ahead. And none of us can say with any certainty what remains ahead. But looking back over what all of you were able to achieve individually and what we were able to do together gives me a great deal of optimism. We continue to be ranked among the nation's best universities overall, and a number of our academic programs are highly rated. We've continued to attract support from external agencies who value the research that we're doing here. Faculty continue to lead their respective fields and inspire students who in turn enliven our community through volunteer service and activism. We are a leader in fostering diversity, inclusion, and equity, and we continue to win praise for our sustainability initiatives. This pandemic has changed many things, but it has not derailed the determination to fulfill the promises that we've made to our students, to our community, and to the future itself. And it has not disrupted our success, and that's because of all of you. Thank you for watching and for all that you do. Let's have a great fall semester. Go Cajuns. And now, Dr. Jaimie Hebert, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, will describe the measures and protocols that we've implemented to help protect your safety on campus for this fall semester. Dr. Hebert.
Thank you, Dr. Savoie, and hello to everyone who's watching. It's my privilege to again be a part of the State of the University address. Like Dr. Savoie, I was looking forward to starting the academic year with all of you at our usual in-person gathering. Unfortunately, that was not possible. But with your assistance, we may soon be able to resume this and many of our other touchstone events that drive our campus life. Beginning in late spring, a task force of administrators, students, faculty, and staff members worked to establish guidelines and protocols for a safe return to campus this fall. Their efforts created a strategy for the resumption of on-campus courses, residential life, and activities in a way that prioritizes the health, safety, and success of every member of our university family. The plan is called the Roadmap to Resiliency, and it's aptly named. A roadmap guides a traveler. And this is a tool that emboldens them to go somewhere they've never gone before. And it gives them confidence that they'll arrive safely. Our map outlines a journey that we're taking together as a university community. And if we continue to work together, as we've done throughout this pandemic, we will reach our destination. I'm sure of that. I draw my confidence from the extraordinary manner in which you, our faculty and staff, responded when the university first confronted this pandemic. And that confidence has only deepened in the months since. As you work to continue instruction and essential services, while at the same time preparing for the safe resumption of campus life this fall. Our faculty members moved more than 2,100 in-person courses to remote delivery in 5 days. What may get overshadowed by the enormity of that number and the speed in which this Herculean task was completed is that many of our faculty had never taught remotely before. Most took advantage of training opportunities or became online certified as the semester progressed. That's both laudable and inspiring. And it's that kind of agility and dedication on the part of our faculty that fills me with the confidence for the semester ahead. Professors became pupils once again, so they could deliver the best possible instruction to their students. That preparation really paid off. Student retention rates rose in the spring. And in a survey conducted at the end of the semester, faculty indicated that they were able to maintain the same quality of instruction and standards for assessment as they would have in the face-to-face environment. To the faculty who may be watching, thank you. Thank you for protecting our academic mission. And more importantly, thank you for providing stability, mentorship, and continuity for our students during a very, very anxious period. As many of you returned to campus this week, you saw firsthand the work that was completed over the summer months by the next group of individuals who I'd like to thank. Members of our facilities management team worked tireless as they installed plexiglass barriers in high traffic areas, removed seating in classrooms and common areas to ensure social distancing, implemented enhanced cleaning and sanitizing protocols, and mounted signage reminding us all to wear masks and to wash our hands. Earlier, I mentioned the task force that prepared our roadmap to resiliency. Facilities management has put that plan into action. When we reach the end of our journey, as we surely will, it will be because of their work and your cooperation. The protocols that the plan outlines affect nearly every aspect of campus life, from classrooms to events and activities to life in our residence halls. We've relied on the best information available from local, state, and federal health authorities on how this virus spreads and what each of us can do to protect ourselves and our neighbors. And our plans are nimble, and that agility will enable us to respond to developments, if necessary, this fall. In addition to the physical changes we've made across campus that I mentioned earlier, we've shortened the fall semester and expanded course delivery methods in a way that empowers students to choose options that best fit their individual health and safety needs. We've also staggered in-person instruction and implemented building capacity limits to ensure fewer people are on campus at any given time. And we're requiring that faculty, staff, and students wear masks or face coverings when in public spaces on campus, including classrooms. Over the past few months, masks have come to symbolize the spirit of cooperation that's so essential to our community's ability to defeat this pandemic. There are other ways that you, our faculty and staff members, can help put COVID-19 in the past tense. We're asking you to complete a required daily self-check that guides you through the virus's symptoms. If you're displaying any symptoms, please stay home to reduce the possibility that others may become ill and to take care of yourself. You can find the questionnaire on ULink and the university mobile app. There are several other forms I'd like to call to your attention. One enables employees with pre-existing conditions to request to continue work from home. The second permits employees to apply for federal leave should they become ill for an extended period, or should they need to care for a family member who's ill. Both are on the Human Resources website. And finally, I'd like to make faculty members or anyone who works directly with students aware of another very important form. This questionnaire, available on the Student Affairs website, lets students self-report COVID-19 symptoms. When submitted, that form triggers a series of steps that the university will then take to assist those students. These forms do more than help protect individuals. Like wearing a mask, washing our hands, and maintaining social distance, these forms help protect each and every one of us. The overall health of our university community, in turn, will enable us to expand the resumption of on-campus life and activities in the months ahead. At the end of the spring semester, we conducted 2 surveys, one of the faculty members that I cited earlier, and a second of students. We wanted to hear their thoughts about our initial response to the pandemic and to use the results of these surveys as a basis for our plans for the fall semester and beyond. Overwhelmingly, our students reported a desire to be back on campus. They missed interacting directly with instructors and classmates. They missed the experiences of university life. And I think we can all agree that our own college experiences were enriched by the time that we spent among friends and at events and by participating in clubs and organizations. We want our students to have those opportunities and the memories that accompany them. But accomplishing that for them this fall is going to take all of us. The survey revealed something else. Revealed that our students were anxious. I know many of you are as well. So am I. And it's okay to feel uncertain right now. No one's fear is unreasonable in this situation. For the past few months, we have all felt heightened anxiety as we've confronted the effects that this pandemic has had on our professional lives and our personal experiences. I was privileged to co-chair the task force that created the roadmap to resiliency. And though our work dealt with the tangible ways we could protect the university family from COVID-19, committee members also understood fully the importance of intangible and the emotional as we built the plan that we've described for you today. We can answer uncertainty with preparation, and I believe we have. But we can also dispel anxiety with empathy. None of us has experienced a pandemic before, but all of us have seen what's possible when this community works toward a common goal. The compassion and determination that are so ingrained in the fabric of this university and in our wider regional culture fuels our journey and ensures that we will reach our destination safely and successfully together. Thank you for watching, and here's to a successful fall semester.